Calvin Castine in beautiful downtown Altona. And it's the 28th day of January 2016, and we're here looking outside at rather mild temperatures today. And we're in the middle of winter here, and we're talking to somebody who's must be a winter enthusiast because he's very much involved in a winter sport. Sam Beach.
Hello.
And Sam, your father, Dr. Jonathan Beach, contacted me a while ago and said you're going off and doing some interesting things, and I should come down here and do a little interview with you. He mentioned monobob, and I had no idea what monobob is, but I looked it up on the internet this morning so I'd have an idea what the heck we're going to be talking about today, Sam. And found out that it's one-person bobsled.
That's correct.
So I don't know why they don't say one-person bobsled, or they can say two-man bobsled or four-man bobsled. So why can't they say one-man bobsled? But they say it's called monobob.
It is.
All right, and you're about to take off and head for the Youth Olympics. Is that correct?
That is correct. I've been training for the past 4 months or so. I raced in Calgary, Canada, Austria, in the city of Eagles, and I raced in Norway in the city of Lillehammer, and I'll be going back to Lillehammer for the games. I was with a team of 2 other people who were also from here, but I had the best times, so I was chosen to go to the Youth Olympic Games.
And where are they?
In Lillehammer, Norway.
Lillehammer, Norway. That's a long walk.
It is.
What's the date on that, Sam?
That's going to be from the 12th to the 21st of February.
Okay. The Lake Placid Olympics were here. It sounds pretty close to the time that the Lake Placid Olympics took place. I remember they had the flag arrive and torch arrived on the night of February 8th back in 1980. So that's pretty much close to the time when the big Olympics usually run.
Yes.
Are there Olympics this winter or not? Probably not. Regular Olympics?
The Olympics are going to be in 2018.
19, okay, 2 years from now, okay. Because they kind of stagger them now. It used to be 4 years, and it's still 4 years, but they alternate the summer and the winter, I believe.
That's correct.
So every 2 years there's an Olympic event, or Olympic overall event. You didn't mention Lake Placid, did you? Have you trained in Lake Placid? That'd be the obvious choice around here.
Yes, I did train in Lake Placid, but I didn't do any races in Lake Placid.
Okay. And how did you get involved with monobobbing? Is it called monobobbing, or what's...
You can call it bobsledding.
Bobsledding, okay.
They have a junior program in Lake Placid where they have these small 2-man bobsleds, and you get a partner, and it's like ages 13 to 15 maybe, or probably younger than that. But you get a partner, and you go down and you sign up, and you get to go on the halfway point of the Lake Placid track and race in the Empire State Games. And I did that for 1 year because I had a friend who needed a partner, so I tried it out. And the second year, I drove because I pushed the first year, and we got first place at the Empire State Games. So they asked me if I wanted to continue the career.
Okay.
And I trained at Lake Placid in a real 2-man bobsled higher up on the track. And then when the monobobs finally arrived in the U.S., we trained in Lake Placid with them, and we went to Calgary. And that's when the journey began.
Okay. Now, the Youth Olympics, what I saw on the internet this morning is 14 to 18. You told me you're a junior at Northern Adirondack. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old, going on 17 in May.
Okay. See, when you get a certain age, you don't say what your next birthday is going to be.
You stick with 16.
Yeah. But you're still young enough that you're looking forward to your next. Well, we're all looking forward to our next birthday, but you're looking forward to getting a year older. So you didn't just get involved with this 4 months ago to be at this level already. When did you first start getting involved?
When did I get involved with the training?
In bobsledding in general.
Bobsledding in general, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So, what prompted that? What made you say, "Oh, hey, I want to be a bobsledder"?
It was random. Literally, the partner that I teamed up with in my first Empire State Games, his it's complicated, but his father knew my neighbor's brother. So they were asking around for a partner everywhere, and eventually it got to me, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And
His father and your neighbor's brother. Who's your neighbor? Might as well get.
my neighbor, she cuts hair for a living. Her name is Karen Cody.
Okay.
She is really who's responsible for me being here.
Okay, so her brother was the one looking for his son's partner, or what?
Her brother knew someone who was
Oh,
looking
knew
for her.
somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even personally involved. He was just
No.
out scouting. So what made you think that you'd want to become involved in it? You know, it's not something that the average person thinks about is bobsledding. Although with with the Olympics, we've had Olympic bobsledders around this area for a long time. But you don't not necessarily something you think of like hockey or basketball. Or
No,
something
not
like
at
that.
all. It's not as popular as a lot of us wish it would be. But when your other people get involved in bobsledding, like your adults who get thrown in it, they're usually your ex-NFL players and big guys that they recruit to it, or track athletes. So this junior program they have in Lake Placid is really great because they get the word out to the schools and stuff for people to come and try it out. So really, my dad, he really wanted me to try it, and I was like, I might as well. I mean, I can't lose anything from it.
Right.
I had no idea I was going to be here, though.
Yeah, that you'd be at this level. I got to ask, is Jamaica going to have a representative?
They do. They have a kid going to the Youth Olympics.
Because that's a great story of bobsledding.
It
the
is,
Jamaican
absolutely.
Bobsled team. And I have bobsledded. A few years back, Bob Venn and I, that to be probably 20 years ago now, we took a tour of the Olympic venues, and during the summer, I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Isham. Did the bobsledding there, and he took us down. Of course, it was no snow, but we still went down the bobsled. Are you able to use that track that bobsled track year round?
For training, I get to use it, but not for
Competition.
recreational or competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not just go out and.
yeah, exactly.
I want to go sledding this afternoon, so let's go to Lake Placid and use the bobsled run. So what steps did you have to go through to are you the only U.S. representative for the?
I am the only
For the
U.S.
monobob?
representative.
Now, is there 2-man and 4-man also?
They are only doing monobob for the Youth Olympics this year.
Okay. And is it gender neutral? Is there?
There's less women than men, but they have women's teams too.
Okay, so you might have a girl alternative for in there too. There might be a girl also doing this from somewhere.
Not in the U.S., but
No,
there's a lot of
really?
girls' teams. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, you say team, but you're not a team. You're a one-man
No.
show here. You're a
No.
one-man band.
Representatives.
Now, I would imagine that a bobsled, even a monobob, and I looked quickly online today, and I saw they weigh about 350 pounds. They're probably not cheap. How do you come across getting your own bobsled, or do you? Does the federation provide it?
They're definitely not cheap at all, but we the federation, the Bobsled and Skeleton Federation, rents the sleds to us. So each time we use them for the period that we're training and racing, we pay a certain amount to rent them. So it's not nearly as much as they're actually worth.
Okay. So you've got to fly this over to Lillehammer. You want to use your own sled that you're used to, no?
Nope, they have a group of them in Europe and a group of them in the North America, and they randomly assign us one for each race that we're doing.
Okay. So I imagine you'll get some practice runs with
The one you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it much different from one sled to another? Are they that sensitive that you can feel a difference?
The mechanics that work on them make them all pretty similar, so it's not anything ridiculous.
So it's kind of like, well, you probably don't drive too many cars, but it's kind of like driving a car. If you can drive one, you can probably drive another.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it similar to what we're used to, or we see in most cases the driver is in there and the other guys are pushing, so you got to do the pushing and then hop in? Is that how it works?
Yep, we do the push from the back, and then we have to jump in and coordinate ourselves.
Okay. So how is the run the same distance-wise as a 4-man and a 2-man?
I would say as a 2-man, it's probably the same as that. It's it's definitely way more difficult than just being a brakeman or just being a driver. But
Because you got to do all. You got to do it all.
absolutely.
So I imagine it's a lot more challenging than being a part of a two-man team.
Yeah, it's especially when you have the tracks that have corners that are very close to the start, because you got to get in there and you've got to get yourself ready. And if you move around a lot while you're in there trying to get yourself ready, the sled will move too. So that makes things really difficult, and you can lose time doing that.
Okay. And I watch the Olympics and I see downhill slalom and all this stuff. Sometimes it's a hundredth of a second or a couple hundredths of a second. How close is the competition? How, the winner to the second or third place? How close is it usually? Is it as much as a second or two apart, or
Your top 5 are going to be hundredths of seconds apart.
hundredths of seconds?
Yep. Being a second apart isn't good. You want to be in the hundredths.
What is your best time? Not that it's going to tell me anything except that that's your best time.
It differs from each track, and to be honest with you, I couldn't remember.
You don't have a personal best?
I
in
have
your
personal
brain?
bests at each track, but they're 4-digit numbers, and for each track I've been
Yeah.
to, so I lose track.
Okay, so if I was measuring it, if I were measuring it in seconds or minutes, how long does it take from start to finish? We're talking 20 seconds. We're talking a minute. How
It's
long?
about a minute.
About a minute.
Yeah.
So each track is gonna, like you said, going to be different.
Varies, yeah.
What do you know about the Lillehammer track? Is that one of the places you went to already to practice?
It is.
Okay.
I've been there for a couple weeks. The Lillehammer track is extremely technical, meaning that it's not a lot of smooth transitions, where that would be like a track in, I don't know, but it's not smooth. It's a lot of sharp turns, and you got to really think about it. But the Lillehammer track is going to be a little bit under a minute as far as how long it takes to get down. It's not ridiculously fast like the Whistler track in Canada, which is renowned for being very fast. So it's similar to the Austrian and the Calgary track. Not that you would know, but
Okay. Top to bottom, are they all pretty much the same height-wise, or what makes up the difference in the speed of you're coming down there besides the curves and the
difference
pitch?
in the speed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming from a higher distance to a lower distance, depends, how high the high is and how low the low is compared. Are they all pretty much the same?
I think they're all about a mile long.
But from height to bottom, you don't know?
I don't know the gradients, no.
Okay, it can't be a mile long because let's see, it's 60 miles an hour. What are you going? In 1 minute, you're going a mile a minute. That's 60 miles an hour, and so.
Well, we go probably
You're going
75.
You're going 75, so they might be in that mile.
Yeah, I think they're all about that.
Yeah, a mile a minute is 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Now you're a student, as we said, a junior at Northern Adirondack.
That's correct.
And as I told you before, it seems like just a year or two ago, I saw you graduating at St. Mary's from kindergarten.
Yep.
That's obviously been 10 years.
Not so much a year.
Yeah. And your grandmother told me you're honor student. Is it high honor?
I am a high honor student, yep.
Okay.
I keep up on the work and try my best to...
And she said the school's been cooperating with you because of your training. You have to be on the road during a great part of the school year.
Yeah, they've absolutely been the best. They've given me a computer with all my work on it, so when I'm away, I just keep up over there, and coming back isn't a problem at all. So big thanks to them for that too.
Yeah, it's amazing that even though you're thousands of miles away, you're still just a second away from that button. Now you're holding something here. We asked you to hold this. Now, in addition to being a doctor, your father is also a member of the Clinton County Legislature, and I see his name there among the ones who are putting this resolution forward, and this was given to you last night. Do you think you could read it for us?
I can. This was a plaque given to me by the legislators last night. It says, Congratulating Samuel Beach on being selected a member of the United States of America Youth Bobsled Team, whereas excellence and success in competitive sports can be achieved only through strenuous practice, maintaining a rigorous training regimen, mental and physical discipline, and a dedicated coaching staff. And whereas it is the sense of this legislative body to recognize and honor outstanding young people from Clinton County who demonstrate the qualities that lead to success in athletics and in life, and in so doing brings great pride to their community. And whereas, attendant to such concern and in full accord with long-standing tradition, the Clinton County Legislature is justly proud to congratulate Samuel Beach on his selection to the United States of America's Youth Bobsled Team. And whereas Samuel Beach was asked to join the National Youth Bobsled and Skeleton Team after 2 years of successful junior bobsled in the Empire State Games competition. And whereas as a member of the Youth Bobsled and Skeleton Team, Samuel competed in Calgary, Canada, Eagles, Austria, and Lillehammer, Norway, for the opportunity to represent the United States of America in the Youth Olympic Games. And whereas on December 17, 2015, Samuel was notified he was selected as the sole representative of the United States of America bobsleigh event at the 2016 Winter Youth Olympic Games. And whereas Samuel is loyally and enthusiastically supported by family, fans, friends, and the community at large, who have all sacrificed to make him so successful and achieve this prestigious honor. And whereas sports competition instills the values of pride and accomplishment, and Samuel Beach has clearly made a contribution to the spirit of excellence, which has always been a hallmark of the Olympic competition, now therefore be it resolved, the Clinton County Legislature pause in its deliberations to publicly congratulate Samuel Beach on being selected as a member of the United States of America Youth Bobsled Team, and wishes him well in his efforts to achieve gold at the 2016 Winter Youth Olympic Games to be held in Lillehammer, Norway, from February 12th to February 21st, 2016. There you go.
They sure wrote a lot there, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
But you wouldn't change any of that, probably.
No.
Okay, now, they want you to win gold now. I assume it's gold, silver, and bronze, just like
Yep.
the regular Olympics. And how many nations do you think will be competing in the monobob?
There's going to be 20 nations.
Competing. So, have you competed against some of these people before?
Yep, I've competed against all of them.
All of them? And how have you fared so far?
They're all very big kids, strong kids. I made 2 top 10 finishes in Calgary, which was pretty good. But my my luck went down a little bit after that, and I didn't do so well, just because they have to make all the weightless sleds equal.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is these kids that weigh 200 pounds, I'm obviously not that big of a
Right.
guy, they don't get any weight in their sled because they reach the maximum limit,
Right.
and then I get like 40 pounds put in my sled. So pushing it, really, I have to sacrifice the push for that, and it's a big problem because,
Yeah.
I'm losing a lot of time.
The guys who weigh 200 pounds are just pushing themselves,
Yep.
and you're pushing extra weight all of a sudden. So, and I imagine some of these might be the football type of players you're talking about.
Absolutely, yeah.
That do that kind of stuff.
A lot of the kids are pulled from like national soccer or track.
Mhm.
So
But in the whole U.S.A, you're the best one.
yes, I am. So that's something.
That's better than being the best one in Jamaica, I think, because this is a bigger country than Jamaica is.
It's a great country.
So, I think, if you don't mind me telling you, you're already a winner here, no matter what. If you finish 20th, you're
Thank
still
you
a winner.
very much.
Will there be a Canadian representative? And
Yes, there is a Canadian representative.
where are they coming from, out west, this area? Or
I believe he came from around the Toronto area.
okay, so it's not that far away.
No.
Okay. So it's what's the dates again? February 12th?
12th to the 21st.
Well, to the 21st. That's right around, what is it? I think since we went to President's Day, I've lost track of, I think Abe is the 12th and Washington is the 20th birthdays, I think. But you being an honor student, I'm sure you could tell me when their birthdays
Absolutely.
are. But you don't have to tell, you can tell me off camera.
Thanks, I'll appreciate that.
All right, anything else, Sam, that I should have brought up here? 'Cause, it's important. We want to get the whole story out. Obviously, it's a sacrifice for your family to bring you around, and will you be out there all by your lonesome? You got family going with you?
My family will be going with me, but I will be separate most of the time because I'll have to be training, obviously, and doing all that stuff.
In the Olympic Village. So,
Yes.
So you arrive on the 12th. When does the actual competition begin?
I couldn't tell you yet.
Okay, it's a secret. You can't tell me that, but
I think it may be the Saturday of that week.
whatever.
I don't know what date that is, though.
You got it timed pretty good, because I think, is that the week that school is out, or is it the following week?
That is during,
The winter break?
yeah,
here?
February break.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
That makes it easier, yeah.
You'll miss less school. Is that better, good or bad for you? Would you rather not miss more school?
This time I would rather do it over vacation because even though they help me out a lot, there's still stuff I have to catch up on, and I'd rather just be gone during break.
Okay. Now, is this something you're going to stick with after this? Obviously, you're going to try to compete again next year. And is it every 4 years, or how often do they do this?
I don't know about the winter ones. This is only the second one, so I'm not really...
So when was the first one?
It must be every 4 years because the first one was 2012.
Well, that's 4 years ago, so that
Yep.
must be, they
So-
run it like the regular Olympics do every 4 years. So you'll be too old for the Youth Olympics next time.
Yes.
Is there an adult one man, or I'm not familiar with the adult one. I'm familiar with the skeleton and the two-man skeleton and that stuff, but
I think it would
not
be
a bobsled.
it would be 2-man or 4-man
Okay.
if I were to continue.
Okay. So what's your, obviously you said there's better pushers than you are because of the weight thing, so is your steering your strong part?
I would say the driving is my strong part, personally.
Yeah, because, and when do they start the counting? As soon,
They have a laser timing eye, so as soon as the sled breaks that timing eye, then the timer starts running.
so are you usually pretty close to being in the sled when that happens? And
Yeah,
your timer?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
You're probably in the sled by the time it goes off.
Okay, so that helps,
Yeah,
except, you want to have a good speed when you hop in there, I'd imagine.
yeah. The explosiveness of your push makes a huge difference.
Okay, all right. So nothing else, Sam, that you can think of?
I think we covered it.
All right. So we've been talking with Sam Beach, a junior at Northern Adirondack, and this boy is going to the Olympics, the Youth Olympics, in February of 2016, and we wish him the best of luck. And as we said, he's already a winner, so win or lose, you've got something to be proud of. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you very much.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. All right, that'll wrap it up here in beautiful downtown Altona.